Amanda here on the OT Yarn channel, where I share how I turn raw fleece into yarn here on the farm. In this video I'm going to show you how I scour my fleece. So after the sheep have been shorn and I've picked out the fleeces that I want to spin, the next step is to wash or scour it. So scouring removes the grease and lanolin from the fleece as well as the dirt, and that's how I like to spin it when it's completely clean. Now some people prefer to spin in the grease, so they would just give it a cold soak to remove the dirt and leave the grease and lanolin in there. Now just a bit about the fleece. This is ewe lamb's fleece from my son's flock of pedigree poll Dorsets. Poll Dorsets and horn Dorsets are quite unique in that they'll breed all year round. The majority of other breeds will only accept the ram in autumn to lamb in the spring. Now poll and horn Dorsets will mate any time of the year, and here on our farm the majority of the flock will go to the ram in April to lamb in September. Now shearing usually takes place any time from late May until mid-June, just depending on the weather. So the lambs are about 8 months old when they're shorn, and so the staple length is a bit shorter because it hasn't had a full year's growth. Now I just want to say that when I'm washing or scouring the fleece, I'm not trying to preserve the lock structure. This fleece isn't like long wool breeds that have a very defined lock structure. It's very fluffy and lofty, and you can't really pull out individual locks as such. You'll find a few other videos out there showing other methods of washing, very carefully washing individual locks, maybe using laundry bags and such like. I'm just going to show you how I scour my fleece. Also bear in mind that Dorset fleece doesn't felt easily, so I'm not super careful about how I handle it. So we'll head out to my washing room and get started. So I've weighed out roughly 1 pound of fleece, and the first thing I'm going to do is give it an overnight soak in cold water. It's very important that if you're going to leave it to soak for any length of time, that you soak it in cold water, not hot water. The hot water will cause the lanolin to melt, and then if you let the water cool down, the lanolin will solidify again, and you'll be left with a really big messy fleece. So I'm going to give it a cold water soak, and I will leave it until tomorrow, and that's just to remove the surface dirt and makes the actual scouring process a little bit easier. So I have filled this container with cold water. These are just lick buckets for the sheep, so I'm just reusing those. They're handy size for this job. And all I do then is just put the fleece straight into the cold water. Give it a push down, just get the air out of it, get it well soaked. And that's it, we'll leave that overnight to soak. And we'll start the scouring process then tomorrow. So the fleece has had a cold soak overnight, and you can see that quite a lot of dirt has come out of it. I'm just going to squeeze the water out and put it on top of this rack to let the excess water drip out. These racks are just from an old freezer. just leave it there to drip for a while whilst I empty this container. Okay, we're ready to start scouring the fleece now. I've filled 2 containers with very hot water. I like it to be at least 60 degrees C to get all the grease and lanolin out. So I can barely put my hand in there with my glove on. I'm going to add some unicorn power scour. The instructions say 1 tablespoon for 1 pound of raw fleece. So measure that out. You can use dish soap like Fairy Liquid. I think that's Dawn in the US, but I find it a bit too harsh and tends to make the wool a bit dry and brittle. So I just give that a bit of a swirl around. And then we'll gently lower the fleece down in. And that's it. I'll just leave that for about 20 minutes or so. The other container I'll use for the first rinse, and the water in there will be around the same temperature as this soapy one. So the fleece has been in the hot soapy water for about 20 minutes, and I'm just going to squeeze it out and transfer it to the other container of hot water for the first rinse. You can see this yellowish scum on the top of this water, that's the lanolin. Now you don't want to put this water down through your waste pipes, because over time the grease and lanolin will build up in the pipes, and then you'll be in a whole heap of trouble and you'll be needing a plumber out to unblock them. So I just take this out and empty it in the garden. Now I usually do 1 soapy wash and 2 rinses, just depending on how dirty the fleece is. So I'll leave this to soak for another 20 minutes, and I'll refill this container with clean hot water, transfer the fleece as I did before, and leave it for another 20 minutes. That's the scouring complete, and then I'll show you how I dry it. This is my spin dryer. It's a white Knight. It was purchased specifically for spin drying the fleece, so I don't dry the clothes in it. So I just put the wet fleece in the top here, and I put this cover over the top and let it run until no more water comes out at the bottom. So I'll just let you see that going. Okay, that's all the water out. I'll just show you how much came out. And this is our nice fluffy wool. Just needs to go outside now to dry. I dry my fleece in this herb dryer. I bought this one on eBay. They come in different sizes and styles. I like this one because the shells are closed in with zips and that stops the fleece from blowing away if it's a windy day. So I just leave the fleece in there until it's completely dry. I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching and I hope to see you again soon. Bye!